Sounds good.
Good luck.
Thank you. Get started? Okay. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started. So I passed out, my name is Justin Sibears, by the way. I'm the VP of Sales and Trading in the GFA. Just one thing first, I passed out sheets with numbers on it. I think to roughly about half of the rows are going to work with each other when we actually start the trading competition. Just make it more manageable. We can't have everyone doing this individually. So I think just wanted to talk briefly about the kind of objectives of this session. Two things. I just want to give an introduction in terms of market structure to those of you that might not be that familiar with how trading really works in the real world. And the second thing is walk through the kind of a question that you could expect when you're sitting in an interview with a trader, the kind of things that they're looking for you to. So there's going to be 20 teams. The first 10 teams are going to be market makers. How many people here know what market makers do? So a market maker is obligated to quote two prices, a bid and an ask. The bid is the price at which the market maker is required to buy the security. The ask is the price at which the market maker is required to sell the security. So you're obligated to trade as a market maker no matter what's going on in the market. The control that you have is you can set the bid-ask spread so that you're only buying and selling at sense. The bid is obviously always lower than the ask because you want to buy low, sell high. So when we move into the game, those of you that are teams 1 to 10 and are market makers, what you're going to do is you're going to write on a sheet of paper and pass it to the ends the prices at which you want to buy and the prices at which you're willing to sell the security that we're going to trade. And you're going to be obligated to those prices that you choose. You're obligated to buy or sell up to 5 units at those prices. The prop traders are not obligated to trade. These are teams 11 to 20. They get to make a decision of whether they get to look at market makers are quoting the security and make a decision if it makes sense for them to buy or sell. Similarly, I'm going to let everyone that's a prop trader trade up to 5 units, either buy up to 5 or sell up to 5. Does anyone have any questions about kind of the difference between, so the way we're going to work is, like I said, the market makers are going to put down on their sheet the prices that they're going to buy and sell at. I'm going to put that all up in this spreadsheet. And then the prop traders, we're going to randomly pick an order that the prop traders get to raise their hand and say, okay, I'm willing to buy or sell at that price. As a prop trader, not a market maker, when you buy, you have to buy at the higher price. So you buy at the market maker's ask, and you sell at the market maker's bid. So the profit that the market maker makes is the fact that they get to buy low and sell high. The cost to the cost of trading for the prop trader is they're paying that bid-ask spread to the market maker for the liquidity that the market maker is providing. So all of you got a handout that describes the actual security that we're going to trade today. What we're going to trade is it's a simple coin flip. Real financial security, but I think we'll still be able to get the point across with this and make it a little simpler. So the way the game works is you flip a coin. If you buy the game, you basically get a right to play the game, and you'll get whatever the payoff of the game is. So if you get tails on your first flip, you get nothing. If you get heads on your first flip, you keep flipping until you get a tails. So for instance, I flipped tails, heads, heads, tails. Your number of heads was 2. So the payoff that you get is 2 raised to the number of heads. So in that case, your payoff would be heads in a row before a tails, it'd be 16. If I get, like I said, first flip was a tails, I'd get 0. Does anyone know have any ideas, how I might go about thinking about pricing this type of security? Okay, that's good. So what do you think the expected value of that game is? A half? Anyone else have any ideas? Is that a hand back there? The number of what? So there's a single number that's an expected value for this game. Nope. What? Infinite. This game has an infinite expected value because, obviously getting 10 heads in a row is very unlikely. It's the probability that's 1/2 to the 10th. But your payoff is 2 to the 10th. So the fact that the payoffs are rising exponentially cancels out the decreasing probability. So the payoff is actually infinite. So obviously, that's the right mathematical answer. But if we're going to trade something like this, we obviously can't use that valuation, because if that's the true valuation, then no one's going to trade in this security. So the way that something like this would be asked in an interview is they'd say, okay, here's the game. What's the expected value of this game? If you got it that it was infinite, that's great. It's not going to disqualify you from getting the job if you didn't get it. What they're really more interested in is then, after you find out the expected value, they're going to say, okay, at what price? Give me a bid-ask spread for this game. At what price would I buy the game? Would you buy the game? And at what price would you sell the game? Where selling the game means I get something today, and then I pay you whatever the payoff of the game is. So they're going to ask you, okay, think logically what you actually think the range of expected payoffs might be, and give me a bid-ask spread. So that's going to be kind of what we want you guys to think about during this session. Thinking about, what do you think, while the mathematical value of this game is infinite, what do you think the true value of this game is? And you might say this is kind of silly. This doesn't really. There are securities where you're more or less flipping a coin a few times, and how many of one outcome you get will determine your payoff. For instance, there's credit default swaps. For those of you that are familiar with credit default swaps, that pay off on when a certain number of securities in a basket default. So that's going to depend on you're going to have a probability for default of each security, and you're going to have to look at, okay, what's the probability that X number of those securities default? Similar to coin flips with obviously different probabilities. So that's pretty much the game that we're going to play, and we're going to play a few rounds of it. So we'll go slow the first time, and then hopefully get a few more rounds in before we run out of time. And we're going to keep track of everyone's P&L. So we'll have a winner on the market making side and a winner on the prop side today. Does anyone have any questions at this point? I know. We'll walk through it slowly, so it's honestly not too complicated. Trust me. So the first thing that I'm asking, I'll give you 5 minutes in your teams to do that. If you're a team from 1 to 10, I want you to think about a price that you would buy the game at and a price that you'd sell the game at. And in 5 minutes, we're going to collect a piece of paper where you write that down on, and then we'll move to the next part. Oh yeah. One more thing. If you in the 20, so you're a prop trader, it still makes sense to spend some time now thinking about, at what price you would buy this game and at what price you'd sell it. You're not going to do anything yet, but definitely be talking about that in your group. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Yeah. I think Liam and Ish we'll grab them. Was that too bad? Was that a bad explanation of what? Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I will. Yeah, we're gonna talk at the end like about the lessons from. Yeah, yeah. Like around wherever the number was. It's nothing too scientific. You guys better win this. The prop trader is not going to be really fair because it's going to depend on what order you get picked into the trade. But Mr. Rustin's up there like laughing at me the whole time that I'm presenting. Yeah, I don't know. A high probability of ruin. Okay, can everyone make sure that you put is over? Can the market makers make sure that they put their group number on their sheet and Ish is going to collect it from you? What? Well, you need two prices, a bid and an ask. That's it. No, not the quantity. You're required to trade 5. Team numbers, yeah. Yeah. What? Whatever you want it to be.
but I think team 5 was 410. I'm not liking these markets.
Okay. So I had one question, just to clarify for all the prop traders. Can we quiet down, please? When I said you can trade up to 5 units, what that means is we're going to play the game one time, and your payoff is 5 times whatever it would be. So it's like if you own 5 shares of a stock and you get a dividend, you get 5 times whatever the dividend was. Not you get 5 individual plays of the game. Just wanted to clarify that. So this is the, I'll scroll down so you can see the order book. So this is not how you see it exactly on the screen of a trader, but this on the first column is the price of playing one unit of the game. The bids are what all the market makers have, how many units some market maker has said they'd trade at that price. So for example, there's 5 units that someone will buy for $1, and then the offers is obviously where the market makers are willing to sell. No. Okay. So we're gonna run through for the prop traders now. This is how we're gonna work it. Normally we'd do this in real time, but obviously that'd be a little complicated in this kind of simplified setting. So the way that we're gonna work it is that I'm gonna pull a random number between 11 and 20, and whatever number we get, that's the group that's gonna trade first. So there's a little luck involved, obviously, but you still got to evaluate the market. So right now you can see that the best, if you want to sell the game, you would like to sell it to the market maker at the highest price. So the highest price that a market maker is willing to buy the game for is $8. And if you're selling the game, if you're buying the game, so the market maker's selling it, you want the lowest price. So the lowest price that someone is willing to. So the first group that's going to trade out of the prop traders. So I'm going to want to, just to speed things up, as soon as I call your name, I want it, whether you're buying or selling and how many units you're buying or selling between 0 and 5. And you don't have to trade if you don't want to. So the first group is 11. Yep. What? Yeah, but it's going to be easier to look at this screen right here because I'm gonna mark off who's traded at what and how many units are left there. So hold on, everyone. Hold on. So for the prop traders, just to explain. So if you look in if the market, the bid is the price that the market maker's buying at. Which means if you're a prop trader and you want to sell, you sell at the bid. So you obviously want to sell as high as you can. So you're going to sell at whatever in the second column, whatever price is the lowest, that's the price you're going to trade at because you're going to sell at the highest possible price you can. If you're a prop trader and you're buying, meaning the market maker is selling, that transaction occurs at the ask. As a prop trader, you want to trade at the low. If you're buying, you want to trade at the lowest price you can. So you're going to look into the offer column, the third column, and you're going to trade at whatever the price is that's the highest. That's the highest on the chart, the lowest price. So are you guys group 11? No, you have no units. You have no positions. You can sell. You can short sell and be short. Yeah. What? You're going to short sell? You can short sell, yeah. Yeah. Okay, group 11. Yeah. Sell 4 units at what? You can't. You can only sell at what? Yeah. You can sell at 8. So do you want to sell? You can't choose what price you sell at, right? You can either sell or buy, and you take what the market gives you. Can everyone quiet down, please? How many units? Next unit, the next group's going to be 14. All the prices are right here in this chart. This is what you need. So the second, you can sell at the second column, buy at the third column. 14, what do you want to do? Where's group 14? What do you guys want to buy or sell, and how many? Can everyone please quiet down when the other people are trading? What do you want to do? So okay, so right now you can buy at $2 and you can sell at $20 at $4. This market would never happen in real life. So you can buy at $2 or sell at 4. How many units? You can only trade up to 5 units. 5 units at 2? Yeah. Next group is 15. So right now you can buy. Well, I'll adjust it. I meant to tell everyone you can only trade it in increments, but we'll adjust it in increments of 1, but we'll adjust that. So right now, group 15. Yeah, I know. Group 15 can either buy at 5 or sell at 4. At 6. Yeah, 6. Okay. Group 13. Group 13 can buy at 6 and sell at 4 still. What do you? Quiet, please. Sell 2 at 4. What group are you? The next group up is Group 20. Okay. The next group is 19. Group 18. Sell how many at 4? Sell 5. Group 17. You can buy at 6 still and sell at 4. No, the second column is so you can sell the best price you can sell it is 4.
The bid.
At 6. Group 12. You can still buy at 6, sell at 4. Group 12. Group 16. Sell short 4 at 5 at 4. Okay, so can everyone quiet down, please? So when I hit this play button, this is going to determine what happens on this this round of the game. And then we'll calculate everyone's P&L and see how everyone did on the first round. The moment of truth. It paid off 0, so there's a tails right away. It did work. No, it worked. I have excellent trading software, so I'm confident. So who did well? Team 11 made $40. 16, 18, and 19 made $20. So all those prop traders did pretty well. On the market making side, not as good. But let's see, Group 6 made $10. So a couple things that I want to point out that's kind of important. You see that if you're a market maker, by making your bid-ask spread wide, right, you're in a safer position because you're less likely to trade at a point you don't want to trade. But if you're too wide, you're not going to trade at all and you're not going to make any money. So for market makers, there's a huge trade-off between, managing your risk and widening your bid-ask spread, and actually having you trade, and that would make you want to tighten your bid-ask spread. So it's about finding, where's the right risk-return trade-off. For the prop traders, you saw that it was kind of important when you traded, as it is in the real world. If you have a trade idea and you want to implement it, if you wait too long, you guys obviously didn't have a choice, but in the real world, if you wait too long, the markets can move against you, and you might have liked where the bid was at one point, and then it moves against you. So what we're going to do now, does anyone have any questions or need any about exactly? So normally, one thing that we didn't do is that the market bid, which is the highest bid, and the market ask, which is the lowest ask, would always be separated. They would never cross, because if two market makers' own quotes crossed, the market makers would actually trade with each other. So you would never have a case where there's a higher bid than there is an ask. But we can have this now because we're kind of doing the simplified game. But normally the two market makers would trade with each other if their quotes intersected. So in the real world, the way that it would work, and it depends by market, but sometimes sometimes it's purely it depends on where you route your trade. Like you can go to one exchange versus another exchange, or one market maker versus another market maker. Here I just allocated it evenly to all the traders that were at that price. So like I mentioned, it was 5 units of one play. So if the payoff was $2 and you own 5 units. Yeah. Can everyone quiet down a little bit? Well, can you start over again, please? Yeah. If you bought the game, and you're saying you paid up front and you didn't, and nothing happened, so it's good for you. Yeah. So the way the P&L is computed is that if you buy a game, right, that's a negative whatever you paid, and if you sell a game. This is how your P&L is going to be computed in the real world. You're right that you need capital, obviously, but you guys want to play again? Okay, can we? I'm gonna give the market makers 3 minutes this time to come up with a new bid-ask spread. Everyone. Hey, everyone, yeah. So we're starting, this is going to be a whole nother round. So you have no positions, starting all over again. Can all the market makers wrap it up, and Ish is going to come back around and collect everyone's quotes? Yeah, we're going to assume that the market makers don't hold their inventory overnight.
It's different trade, long and short. But let's say
It all cancels out.
right. No, let's say I'm drawing the first one, right? I can clear the cross market.
As a,
When there's a cross market and first time, right? I can clear out like 2 lots and 2 lots, and I left one open position.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you need to tell everyone that the play button actually simulates the game, because like everyone got confused on this point. I think
I will do that. So just so it's clear for everyone, when I hit that play button, it simulated a game. It just looked like nothing happened because the payoff was 0. But what happened was I flipped the coin and it was tails. And so the payoff to the game was 0. So it actually did something. It just didn't look like it. See what I'm missing. There's no 9 and 10, so. Still gonna go for
6 and 3. You have to give me for that spread.
are you talking about?
Teams, okay. So right now in this market, quiet down. Right now in this market, Team 16 is going to trade. Team 16 can buy at 2, sell it, or buy at 3 and sell at 6. Team 2, buy at 3, sellers. Team 16, I mean. That was very well done by that group, actually. There was an arbitrage in this market, and they took advantage of it. So it was. We can only buy and sell 5 total, right? Yeah, you can only do 5 total. You know, let's sell 3 at 6, buy 2 at 3. Team 15. Team 15, there's still an arbitrage out there. Hint, hint. Where's Team 15? I suggest that you think, can everyone quiet down a little bit? Buying at 3 and selling at 6 is probably a decent idea. Team 17. You can sell at 4, buy at 5. Sell all 5. Team 11. Team 11 can buy at 5 and sell at 3. Team 12, you can still buy at 5, sell at 3. Team 14. Team 14 can buy at 6 and sell at 3. All 5? You can sell all 5 if you want. Team 20. So you guys are never going to trade and make no money. You're a wimp. You're a wimp. Never buy Barclays stock if Rob's trading for them. Team 19. Tell me that you guys have something better than that. Team 13. And last but not least, Team 18. Team 18 can still buy at 6 and sell at 3. Sell? Everyone's going short this round. The market might be blowing up. Okay, everyone watch. I'm going to click this button and hopefully something other than 0 will come up. 2. So on the market making side, teams 4, 5, and 6. And on the prop trading side, everyone made money except team 20, which is too afraid to trade, and teams 11 and 12. All the people that were shorting it at 3 made money. So I think we have time to play one more round of the game if you guys want to play again. So I'll give the market makers 3 to give their quotes.
Yeah. How can they hit 3 and not hit 6? We're bidding at 6 and hit 3 without touching us?
Your bid or ask was at 6.
No, we were 6-8. And they hit 3, but they didn't hit 6.
Did I not have them hit? Oh yeah, you guys did sell 5 at 6. So you sold.
No, 6 and 8, so we were supposed to be touched.
Your bid was at 6 and people were selling to you at 6. But I mean, you guys should have been, but you would have lost money. So you want me to put it up? Just missed that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, our P&L should be like.
Should be negative 15. 5 times 3, because you're losing. Never mind. You'd be negative. They were buying it from you at 6, so you got $6.
Yeah, we got 6.
And then you had to pay them 2, so your P&L's.
So plus 4.
Yeah, you're right. So you were buying it at 6 though, so you're paying 6 and you got 2, so you lost 4 per time. So your P&L. You were buying it high, right? And you only got 2 as a payoff.
Yeah, we bought at 2.
I'll give you big shots. Okay, it's just gonna come around now. Just as an hey everyone, just as an update. All of the market makers are down except for team 4. And team 2's even. And the best prop trading team so far is 16. They're up $30.
Top one's team 2. That's team 2. Everyone's scared.
I'm making team 6 bid 1 and 2 just to make it easier. Okay, the first. Team 20 is up first. Team 13. Team 13 can buy at 2 and sell at 4. Buy at 2, sell at 4. That sounds like a good deal. Okay. Team 12. What? What do you want to do? What was that? Sell 3 at 4 and buy 2 at what? At 2? You can only sell and buy 1 unit at. You can only sell 1 at 4 and buy 1 at 2. So. And then you can trade other units if you want, but the prices are gonna widen out. Just trade 1 at each, or wait, what? Yell out what you guys want to do. You guys can sell 1 at 4 and buy 1 at 2, but then the prices are gonna widen out. Buy 2? There's been 5. There's been 5 units bought at 2. I think it's right up here. Team. Everyone. Which one was supposed to? Okay. Who's team 12? Okay. Team 18. So what teams have gone so far? 2013 and what? That's all.
So there should have been more units left.
Yeah. So, okay. So you wanted to buy an extra unit at 2. Okay. Team 19. Buy at 3? Buy 5 at 3?
There's an arbitrage.
Just let them make the trade.
12. Team 12. You can buy at 2 and sell at 3, Team 12. Quiet down, please. Sorry, I'm losing it up here. Team 12, what do you want to do? I need a trade.
They do nothing. Next team.
At what? Oh, you just want to buy 5? Team 11. Team 15. Team 16. Sell at 3. Team 18. Pass. Team 14. You can sell at 2. There's no more units at 3. Sell at 2. Pass. Team 14. Oh, 14? Is that you guys? Team 17. Okay, we're ready for the moment of truth again. 0 again. where were your markets at? You would have bought. So in that round, the best prop traders teams 15 and 16, which both shorted 5 units at 3. The overall winner for the prop traders with 45, they made money on all 3 rounds. $45, team 16. The prop traders kind of took advantage of the market makers. 3 market makers made money, and the most was 12, team 7. So just to close up a little bit and talk about kind of, again, what I want you guys to get out of this. I know the bid-ask spread is kind of complicated. It's like, do I buy at the bid? Do I sell at the bid? Some people sell at the bid, some buy at the bid, some sell at the ask, some buy at the ask. It's something that's complicated but pretty fundamental to the trading business. So if you still don't understand it, I'd be happy to spend some time with you and walk you through it. I think I think that it seemed like the market makers were overvaluing the game, since there's a half probability that the game's going to be worth nothing. And you see what the advantage of being a prop trader was, is that the prop traders got to see what the market was at and make a decision, whereas the market makers kind of had to do it blind. The cost that you were giving up is you always were giving up the bid-ask spread. So you saw kind of the 2 dynamics in the market. In reality, at a bank, banks typically employ. A few years ago, you might say that there's a lot more prop trading going on. Now banks are almost completely market makers, although they take some prop positions within their market making risk. And the prop traders would be your hedge funds, mutual funds, anyone on the buy side. So I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any, or talk to anyone after if you have any questions. See, one interesting thing that we didn't get to see is that, and this is kind of very real world, is that there's tails. So while we only played 3 times, the outcomes were kind of pretty much what you'd expect. But you'll see that if you play a lot, like 30. So a lot of the market makers were in a good position, except there could have been some really big losses if one of these bigger payoffs came up, like 16 or 32. Does anyone have any questions? It's all random. This is a completely fair and not fixed market. No inside information. Anything else? Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, we're just about done. I've invited, asked the mentors to come talk to you for just a few minutes about things that we have planned within the GFA over the next, really the next semester and into the spring. But before they get started, while Liam's getting his laptop set up there, I just wanted to say a couple things about the club. It's our role to kind of help those of you guys who are interested in these different finance careers to get polished, get prepared for the interview process, help you along in the networking, kind of just guide you. There can be a lot of confusion and a lot of misinformation about what you should be doing, how you should be reaching out to people. It's also our job to kind of make sure that Tepper and all of our classmates represent the school in the best possible way. So what I was saying earlier about not some of the folks that didn't show up here. I mean, it's probably my least favorite thing to do to market at anyone. We may have had some different leadership styles in the GFA in the past, but that's not really my style. And I don't think it's really the style of anybody on the board. But that being said, there are certainly going to be times where something comes to our attention, whether it's somebody's reached out to an alumni, kind of done something stupid, and it is kind of our place to speak up when that happens. So I just wanted to kind of, prepare you for that. Today was the first step in the journey towards getting one of these jobs that you guys are looking for. And I feel like the speakers that came in did a great job of kind of providing you guys with the information that you need to know about the role. And there's going to be a lot more to learn as you guys are picking and choosing your paths. But make no mistake, it's hard work. If you're interested in investment banking, equity research, sales and trading, any of these Wall Street jobs, you absolutely have to work for it. You have to work for it outside the classroom. As the professors were saying earlier, you're going to get a lot of this content down the road, minis 2, minis 3. You're going to have to learn some things on your own. So the one thing I want to say is you want to constantly be pushing up. And I think that starts right here with these guys. By pushing up, I mean, you have to be looking up, reaching out to those around you and looking for opportunities and constantly be, making a presence of yourself, making yourself, known to us, known to our alumni that are out working in these Wall Street banks. And people that are doing that, doing it in the right way, we're going to help you as much as we can. And so, that's really the key. Make sure you're staying focused and doing what you can to get to know the guys that are here to help you and the guys out in the finance community. So with that, I'll turn it over to these guys to tell you a little bit about the schedules we have for upcoming events. One thing, there's a sign sheet going around. If you're an MSCF student, I don't know how many of you guys have left your names won't be on there. Don't worry about signing it. For all the MBAs, please sign by your name. Thanks.
Thanks, Ish. First, I'd like to thank you guys all for your participation, but I'd like to take a minute to recognize the efforts of the man walking away. This was kind of his brainchild. He put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. We did not have this last year. It's really going to help you guys in getting focused, getting the correct roadmap, which is kind of where we start here. But I'd just like to take a minute to thank Ish. You all should give him a nice round of applause.
At 6 p.m. on.
All right, yeah. We'll be real brief, but basically it's just, I don't know how much exposure you guys have had to the different kind of career paths. You got some light shed on it this weekend, but basically the mentorship is basically your touch point to start engaging the different mentors, deciding which career path you want to pursue, figuring out what roadmap steps that you need to take. So we're going to touch on different aspects, starting obviously with your resume, figuring out what concentrations you want to look at, developing a target list, and then once we kind of get that fleshed out, you're going to want to look at how to approach your behavioral interviews, how then to get the subject matter knowledge to tackle the technical questions. And we'll interviews, provide you with kind of pointers around reaching out to alumni so you don't kind of burn those connections, so that you make Tepper and you make the GFA look good as well as yourself. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Mohit, who's going to go over some of the specifics to some of the different tracks.
So my name is Mohit, and I'm not sure if I'm met you guys, but I'm the IB mentor, and I'm going to be talking about the corporate finance and the IB part because Matt Chesson, who's the corporate finance mentor, is not here. Just a quick background, I was an engineer coming in, and I did my summer at City's IBD, and I'm actually going to go back next year. So I was sitting here, not sitting here because we didn't have this last year, but coming in, I was pretty much thinking about what I wanted to do as well. Fortunately for me, I picked IB pretty early, but corporate finance was always an alternative that was in the back of my mind in case IB didn't come through. That's why we're more integrated, because we feel that a lot of the stuff that you're going to learn with respect to corporate finance or IB kind of go hand in hand. And so we think that it would be helpful for you guys to kind of go through it and figure out which part of it you're really interested in. Because at some point you will diverge, and that's purely because of kind of what's required to get into investment banking at Tepper. But that being said, if you go along the way, feel free to come to all the sessions we have planned for both the events. it's always a good option that as you feel like you're making progress or not, you kind of decide accordingly whether you want to go into corporate finance or you want to continue down IB, right? So just as Liam explained, a lot of the stuff we have planned for you guys is around the areas of how to network successfully, how to have good informationals, how to reach out to alumni, mock interviews, resume reviews, those kind of basic tips, right? With respect to IB specifically, we'll try to get you guys more mentors, people who probably went through the process last year, to kind of help you on a bi-weekly basis to see how you're going, right? Okay, so I just want to give a quick note about investment banking at Tepper. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys had a chance to sit at the finance panel we had during the welcome weekend, but just real quickly, unfortunately, the reality of banking at Tepper is we just don't have many banks coming here for the investment banking part, right? You guys met a few people yesterday from Cowen. That was pretty much the only bank that came here last year. We had a few job postings online. I'm not sure if a lot of people actually were successful to that, but like RBC, Barclays, a very few number of banks actually did the postings online as well. So a lot of banking is going to be your own initiative to actually get yourself out there, go out there, meet banks, meet people, learn about the industry as well as kind of get yourself to get that first interview, right? But what's happening is you're pretty much competing with a ton of schools out there that all these banks go to. A ton of people that have a ton of alumni on the street that are helping them get into the banks. And again, I don't know whether it's a chicken and egg problem at Tepper. We just don't put that many people out on the street every year, right? So it's kind of a cycle where we do have some alumni out there, but not enough that feel like they have the capacity to try to pull a lot of us in there. So at the end of the day, pretty much there's a lot of work required from your side. And the more you come and talk to people who did banking over the summer or tried to do banking, get into banking last year, the more you learn about the process. So you can kind of take that and decide whether it's something you want to commit to, something you want to dedicate yourself to. But just to give you a quick example, like it pretty much took all my time, many wanted me to last year. And it was really time consuming because I had to go up from ground up. So I just want to give you a quick example of few people who made it into banking. So it was me. I was coming from an engineering background, no prior experience in banking, no real contacts in banking as well. We had few people who actually were prior bankers, so it was a little easier for them. And then few people who had some really good contacts, so it made it easier for them as well. But if you're on the extreme case where you were a banker or you were not in banking, you want to get in, you're going to probably have a tough time being on the other side, right? So real quickly, here's just an overview. We're going to send this out, so I'm not going to go through this. But this is the overview of what you can expect from the corporate finance schedule. As you can see, we're going to be holding Sunday night workshops every Sunday. A lot of it is centered around themes that we just told you, right? And this is pretty much what the IB schedule looks like. Where possible, we've tried to combine IB and corporate finance wherever it makes sense. In some cases, as you move along towards the end of the semester, you'll notice that things kind of get a little more IB specific because we're expecting that you kind of decide at that point whether you feel like you're making good progress, if that's what you want to do, right? So we're going to send this out. Everybody who signs up, for the GFA, make sure you are also kind of letting people, I think we're letting people know whether we're targeting certain areas, right? So you will be, we'll have your emails, we put you on the IB or the corporate finance listserv as well, so you're getting more targeted specific emails regarding that, all right? I'm going to hand it off to Jordan here. Just like either one. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to?
So this is the schedule of events that we've planned for sales and trading, and also I think Jordan and I are going to be doing a lot of the events. This is S&M. Jordan, you want to talk about this?
No, actually, we don't want to talk about it. We want to keep going.
Okay.
I'm Jordan Semauer, Vice President of Asset Management. Yes, this is our schedule. Don't pay any attention to it. When you sign up, you're going to get it all. It's going to be great.
This is
we
yeah.
just want to go to the next one. Anyway.
Yeah, this.
Exactly. Sorry. If you sign up for asset management, sales, and trading, you're going to be at 4 to 6 Sunday nights. The schedule will be posted on a calendar. It'll be sent to you, not a big deal. We did want to talk to you about this, and we want to get you guys out here. So, the carrot and the stick. The carrot is the Wall Street track. The stick is you got to come to 3 of our meetings. Time commitment, it's got to be there, guys. The iBank workshop, September 2nd, 12:30 to 1:30. It's going to be all about developing, maintaining target lists of companies, developing your resumes, and getting the technical and behavioral skills that you need to succeed on Wall Street. on the Wall Street track. The Wall Street track is between Mini 1 and Mini 2, and literally it's a big gateway. Not just
October 18th tonight.
Yeah, thank you. October 18th tonight. Hey, this isn't to say that you shouldn't go up to New York or Boston or wherever you want to, wherever your target companies are at, but this is a big opportunity for everybody to do it. It's a big opportunity for the GFA to help you guys out. Okay? And before we wrap it up,
yeah, just one thing. I didn't have a chance to introduce myself, or I actually forgot. I haven't met most of you. I'm the executive vice president of the club, and I worked at Alliance Currency and portfolio trading for about a year and a half, and then I spent 4 years at Merrill on the structured investments group. So a lot of my role is to, I guess, support, mentor the mentors. I don't really know, but I'm definitely going to be helping out in a lot of different sessions. If y'all have any questions, industry specific, or you want some time one-on-one, like I'm more than willing to try to help out when it comes to looking at your resume or your target list. You want to do mock sessions again, if you like structured investments, and I can give you targeted questions. It won't be fun right now, but that's really it. And I hope you guys enjoy this weekend. Hopefully we'll run into each other so we get to know one another. That's it.
Just one more thing real quick. This was going around, didn't quite make it. If you guys haven't signed it, this is one last time. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you guys something out.
Yo, good job, man.
Thanks, man. I'm glad you guys are ready.
Really good.
What tends to happen is okay, but it's always better than us. No, I mean, congratulations.
Don't listen to anything he says.
Yeah. I